Hi everyone, it's Danny, and I'm sorry if I look kind of ill or weird. I've got a cold and my nose is really red, but I'm trying my best to film this video and not sound too croaky. But yeah, anyway, this video is just going to be a sort of video on how to deal with your exams and the stress of them and how to organise yourself and things like that. If you're like me, then you'll have exams coming up, and I'm in year 11, so I have my GCSEs, and if you're in year 10, I think you now have exams as well, which is crazy. And then even if you're in like year 11, year 12, university, there's always going to be exams coming up at some point in your time of studying. So it's really important to sort of organise yourself well when you've got exams coming up and fit in revision and things like that and give sort of studying a priority. And for me, I've got my clothing line as well as my exams, which I have to sort of be very organised about, and if you have a job then obviously you've got to fit your revision around that, and so it can be quite difficult being able to fit in sort of revision, any jobs you have to do, and sort of being able to have fun and not go crazy as well. So my first tip is to make a sort of, I don't know, like a plan of your life, I guess, like a timetable. I've got mine here. I stick it up in my room with blue tack and I put a little highlighter next to it to highlight it when I've done things. And mine is just for April, May and June, if I can show you. But yeah, it's just for April, May and June because that's obviously this month until the end of my exams. Mine has a lot of writing on it, but that's because I've got all my revision that I need to do, along with all my stuff for my clothing line that I need to do, and all my stuff that I need to do for YouTube videos. So there is a lot on there, and I've colour coordinated it, I guess. I've got my revision in one colour, my clothing line stuff in another colour, and my sort of fun stuff slash video stuff in another colour. And I find it works really well doing it in different colours because I can sort of have days where I do more fun things and days where I do more revision, and I also highlight the things when I've done them, so that's really good. And at the moment we are here and you can see I am very behind with things that I need to do, but I'm getting there, and it makes me know how much more work I'm going to have to do to catch up on what I should have done and things like that. And I would say that I like give myself more to do than I probably can, but I find if I do it that way then it pushes me more to work harder. I don't know if it works like that for you, but that's how it works for me. And so my tip would definitely be to make a timetable like this, even if it's just for your revision and you don't have anything else on there. I think it would really help because then you can sort of spread out your revision, see when you're going to do it, and it'll be a lot more like helpful than just sort of thinking, oh, I'll do some now. I've also got my exams on the timetable in red so that I can see them, and obviously when they're coming up I can sort of see how long left I have so I can cram in more revision. My second tip is definitely to revise, but don't let your social life sort of hang back too much, because if you have just like days and days and days of revision with no fun, you're going to go crazy and you're not going to focus and you're not going to take things in properly because you're going to be wishing you were out doing something else. So I would say definitely balance the revision and the fun. Definitely do more revision than fun, maybe 2/3 revision, 1/3 fun, but I definitely make sure that I don't just do all revision or all work or whatever you need to do, because it just will not be your best work because you're not going to be focusing as well. But yeah, so that's definitely a tip. I make sure to sort of, if I'm going to do a day where I do lots and lots and lots of revision, I just hit my tripod, but if I'm going to do lots and lots of revision in a day, I make sure to sort of have sort of an hour beforehand getting anything done that I need to do that will be on my mind while I'm revising, so that my mind isn't taken up by other things. And I also make sure to have a little bit of fun after my revision, so if it's just watching YouTube videos or anything that will sort of take me out of revision mode and make me sort of less stressed, then I make sure to do that after revising. There's no hard and fast rules of how you should revise or what you should do, but I just thought them two things are really important, and to be honest, you've just got to see what works for you. I know that this works for me, making a plan of what I've got to do, because then I can see and it motivates me, and it also is so much easier for me because I have so many things that I need to do every day. And also definitely not revising too much. I know that sounds completely different to what everyone's telling you, they're just saying revise, 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 but if you revise too much, you're going to go crazy and you're not going to take it in. I know that for a fact. I definitely work better and revise better when I have a little bit of fun either before or know to look forward to something afterwards. Another big thing for me, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to organise this with your parents, but I have like a goal, like something to look forward to if I do well on my exams and revise loads, because my parents said they'd get me a pug if I do really well in my exams, and if you know me, you'll know how much I love pugs, and it's really motivating me to do well, although I want to do well for myself as well so I can get where I want in life. But just sort of speak to your parents and say, not necessarily something they'll give you, but speak to them and be like, how proud will you be if I do well? And they'll be like, I don't know, they'll be so glad that you're really trying and things like that. And yeah, like there's not many tips I can give, just I would say that like planning your revision and things like that is definitely very important. Another tip for me that really works with sort of subjects like science is to go through all of your notes and condense them into little note cards on each mini topic. I find that really helps because then you can just sort of learn each like card, and sort of it's easier to go through it all than just looking at this huge book or huge piece of paper. And also with other subjects, it's just condensing your notes. That just really helps, and highlighting things but not going overboard and highlighting the whole page. Another thing that may help you is revising with your friends. I know it sounds weird, but if you're all doing the same subject, then revising together could really help, because if you're weak on one point, then they can definitely help you, and obviously helping you will make them learn it better, and you can help them, and that will make you learn the subject better. And teaching someone else is a really good way to learn something, because obviously you have to be right, you have to tell them correct facts, and they're going to ask you questions about the things, and you're going to have to think more about it than if you're just reading off a sheet and trying to remember words. So that's a good tip as well, I find. All in all, you've just got to see what works for you. Just try your best and I'm sure you'll do fine. Just make sure not to leave your revision to the night before, because cramming, even though it may work, you don't want to take the risk of failing your exams just because you couldn't be bothered to revise. Definitely make sure to take time to relax and just not think about things or stress out, because if you're stressed all the time, you're just going to cause yourself extra worry, and there really is no need. If you're revising and trying your best, that's all you can do. You're not going to fail if you sort of try your best. Failing, getting a U or something like that, that's not failing if you've actually tried, obviously, because if you're not good at something, you're not good at it. You can't fake it when it comes to exams, and luckily for me, I'm not too bad at things, but I definitely know that I need to revise really hard, otherwise I'm not going to get the grades I want. Because even if you're the most clever person in the world, if you can't remember something, you can't remember it. You need to revise to make sure everything is just in your head for the exams. So yeah, there's not more I can say. I hope these tips help. If you have any more sort of questions or you want any help with how to deal with your exams, then feel free to ask me in the questions. I'm not the best because obviously I'm only in year 11. I haven't really been through many exams except from like 3 I had last year, which I didn't revise for. So I haven't been through much, but obviously we can share the stress together and try and help each other. And if you have any tips, then do leave them in the comments below for everyone else as well, and I'd love to read them because I need all the help I can get. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. I'll see you in my next video. It should hopefully be a makeup related video, or fingers crossed if my room is done by then, a room tour. So yeah, again, thanks for watching guys. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to see more of my videos. Leave any questions or comments below, and also any tips. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.